Hey everyone, it's Cerie from The Spiritual View. I also have Luna. She is bound and determined to be on the camera today, so I've tried several times to do this. And I'm with you on Sunday, and it is the Sunday before Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. And I wanted to do the theme today as a follow-on to this week's theme of surrender, surrender to the present moment. And we've been talking about what does it actually mean energetically to move out of the past and to cut cords with the past, and then to jump in the river, if you will, and live in the present moment and not be worried about the future. Now, for most of us, including me, easier said than done. And so I've pulled some cards to give us guidance from Spirit as we are continuing to look at living in the present moment, moving away from our past and cutting the cord with our past. What messages or things do we need to think about or feel as we are going through this transition? So, right now, I've pulled some cards, some oracle cards, and some tarot, and I'm going to go through the messages with you. If you're new to the channel, we are a group of 7 soul sisters who've come together in spirit of community and sharing of our gifts, and we are so grateful for you as our community. If you're new, please like, subscribe, and share if this resonates for you. I'd like to take you back to our Monday video of this week where we did talk about surrender. And there's a video, a short video with a meditation, a guided meditation that talks about what it means to surrender. So I'm going to use that reference today, but if you haven't seen it, it's about 5 minutes, and it's a really good way to experience what does it actually mean to surrender and move away from the past. And we use the analogy of the river, and that you are in essence taking a leap of faith like the fool to jump into the river, and that you are letting go of the past and you are relaxing and surrendering into the present moment, into the energy of the here and now, using your intuition, using your gifts, and not being concerned about what happened in the past, but really looking at today and how do we actually move from the past being our anchor and our future, what we worry about, to just being present in the here and now, and being expressing joy and gratitude for the journey. And then the second thing that we talked about was we're transitioning from a world that valued our thoughts in our analytical brain. And if any of you worked in corporate America, then you know this very well. But we are being asked to move from the head to feel through the heart. It's okay to think about things, but if you're thinking first and then feeling, or maybe not feeling at all, that's the old world and the old energy that's moving away, and that's becoming part of the past. So it's really important that we shift our mindset to moving into the present moment, letting go of the past, not worrying about the future, creating the future one experience at a time, and then feeling through our heart and trusting our intuition. What does our instinct and our intuition tell us what is right for us versus what do we think about it? Because if we get stuck in our head, we get stuck energy. So that was the essence of the meditation and the message. And this came actually from the Akashic Records, which is the records of the soul. And this was a collective message that we shared on one of the past videos. So I'm going to start out today with a message from the Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. And the message, I pulled the card of transition. And it is a 43 card. It's a 7, and 7s are very sacred and very holy. It says the frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence in our lives so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. Transition can be best described as a passage from one stage to another. And so this card is talking to us about change, that as we are jumping into the river, and we are having to take that leap of faith actually to do it. And then as we are in the river, we're actually experiencing a lot of transition and change. And that's to be expected. Some of this will look like we are leaving behind old patterns, old experiences, some old relationships, people that no longer serve us or their energies become toxic. And so when you look at transitions, change is always an essential part of that. And what Spirit is guiding us to say is expect change, expect the unexpected. But at the end of the day, you're going to be on the other side of this healthier, happier, wiser, and in the place where you need to be. And it's also the symbol of the snake in this card. We've been pulling the snake a lot. And again, in this activation, it says the snake is a traditional symbol for death and transformation in many cultures and belief systems due to its perceived ability to be reborn many times in a lifetime by shedding its skin. So this is also a card that means we're shedding our old skin, and we are coming into our new selves as souls. So part of that's exciting, but part of that is, yikes, there's a lot of change. And so expect the unexpected. Expect people to be leaving your life, old relationships, old habits, things that don't resonate with you. It's okay to let them go. So once we're in this water and we're just observing around us what's happening, transition, change, unexpected, letting go, this surrender is going to be happening. And make sure that you're prepared for that because it's okay and part of the process. The other card I pulled, and this is from the Love of Dragons. Love this deck. Dawn inspired me to get this deck. And this is called the Sovereign. And it's a 15 card, which goes to a 6. And 6s are about, in tarot, are about success, accomplishment in the moment. And I love this card because it talks about we are sovereign beings, and part of jumping into the river and being in the here and now, is to recognize that you are a sovereign being. It says dragons have the innate comprehension of integrity, solitude, and sovereignty. You will never meet a dragon that doesn't understand it's inherently worthy. You have the right to want what you want, love who you want, go where you want, say yes to what you want, and no to what you don't want. And this is about taking your power and exercising your power. This new you, the shedding of the old and the bringing of the new skin of the snake, means that you are a sovereign being, and you are able to manifest the new you. And it's up to you to choose who you want to be. And so it's an amazing time to step into the new you that you've always wanted to be. Now, Spirit's guidance also, I use the Sacred Symbols deck. Love this deck as well. And 2 cards flew out. First, the symbol of water, and this is the upside down triangle. And this is our emotions, receptivity, and connection to water. I'm not making this up. So we're using the analogy of the river and floating down the river of the present here and now. And this is meaning, drawing this card, it's reminding us to make sure that we're in touch with our heart and our emotions and our high priestess energy, and allowing that to manifest or help us manifest what we truly desire. So if you have not been by water, it's also encouraging you, take a bath, walk by a lake or an ocean if you have access to one. But being around water and the watery energy and tapping into your emotions and your heart is very essential as you are floating down the river. Spirit's also telling us that we must focus. This is it's a 24, another 6 card, so a sign of success and accomplishment. And this is around, it's time to hone in on your desires, time to be direct and clear with your intentions. Whatever you're thinking can manifest itself. So make sure that you are feeling through the heart. You're letting your emotions in this water energy, this yin energy, this very beautiful divine feminine energy guide you to set your intentions in terms of this new you that you're creating by surrendering to this new journey. And the last message from the oracle cards, and you know me, I have to pull a Kuan Yin, and love Kuan Yin. And this card today is an Ivory Swan Goddess. It's a 15 card, which is another 6 card. So a lot of 6s today. And that's also in tarot akin to the Lover's card, Gemini energy. And that is representing choices, but also the duality within each of us, the light and dark. The Ivory Swan Goddess speaks of spiritual grace and purity. The purity of your soul light never fades, beloved. Release any guilt, any past judgment, any past shame or fear that you are not enough in any way, so that you may realize your beauty, be more of yourself, and shine your divine essence into this world. So as we are letting go of the past, what Kuan Yin is saying, we've got to come into our own what I would call awesomeness, but our spiritual grace and purity by letting go of any of those old emotions of fear, of guilt. I didn't do enough. I'm to blame for this. All that has to go. All those are old third dimensional frequencies and emotions that do not belong in the river. So part of being in the river is saying, I'm letting go of a lot of past emotions, past maybe patterns that we've had our entire lives about we blamed ourselves or shamed ourselves or people judged us. We are moving into these energies that are so expansive and high and full of joy and love and harmony. There's no place for those kind of vibrations at all, those emotions. So part of being in the river and the surrender and cutting the cord with the past is to say, I am no longer going to be beholden to fear. I am not going to live in anger. I'm not going to live in shame. I'm not living in judgment. And I will be an observer. And so the Ivory Swan Goddess is our reminder that Kuan Yin is with us to have compassion for ourselves as we are in this beautiful new space of our emotions, of our new energy, and the surrender of living in the present moment. You don't have to hold on to that old energy, no matter who told you you had to. And sometimes it's from the people closest to us, our families. And I don't know about you, but many of us have been shamed and blamed our entire lives of having to act and be responsible for things that are not ours to own. So if you fall into that camp, as you are in the water, Kuan Yin is with you. Ask her for her compassion and for her grace to help you release what no longer needs to be in your auric field. You don't need to hold on to any of these emotions, and you do not have to feel these any longer. It's time to let them go. So that's part of what you're snipping with the past, that spirit's message as well. Now, I pulled some tarot cards, and I'm using the Witch's Tarot today. And underneath the deck, I found the Ten of Cups. This is such a beautiful, heart-centered energy. This is what we're going for. And perhaps the Ten of Cups in terms of what brings us joy, what brings us happiness, and what we consider family is going through a transition. But underneath the deck is the energy of what's in our background or what we don't necessarily see. And so Spirit is saying, pay attention to what does happy family and this joyful emotion of being with those you love, what does that feel like now that you're in the river and you've let go of all this old stuff that you don't need? What does that actually feel like for you? And are the people that you are attracting to you, are those people resonating with that vibe of that happiness, that joy, that unconditional love? If they're not, then you might want a second guess or maybe contemplate, are they really coming along with you on the journey? Or maybe they're not. So I pulled some tarot, some messages from Spirit. As we're in the river, I asked 2 questions. Right now in the river, what do we need to be aware of? Okay. And then the second question was, okay, what have we not seen that's coming? What does Spirit want to tell us that's on our path? So the first question was, okay, now that we're in the water of surrender and we're floating down the river and we're observing and watching, what do we need to pay attention to? All right. The first card was the 5 of Swords. You see the dragonfly, you see the 5 swords, you see it looks like some bees, or yeah, they're bees, it looks like, falling. But again, this is a card that represents oftentimes people around us who might be deceptive. So if you've had experiences in the past with people who have not been kind, people who have been naysayers, those are the people that don't need to be in the river with you. So pay attention to, as you were floating in this new, beautiful, watery energy of the here and now, is there any energy associated with people or emotions that need to be in the past and you need to start cutting the cords? And I would just say, visualize Archangel Michael with you with a big pair of scissors, and you're just snipping away what no longer needs to be part of you. And you need to let that go. So, anyone who has brought games, cruelty, unkindness, unfairness, injustice, those are energies that are moving in the past that you no longer need to be around or to tolerate. Second message is, I love this because this is the Nine of Pentacles. And you see her with these beautiful flowers and their pentacles, and she's standing at a gate, but she's confident. She's owning her power, owning her energy. And it's a wonderful card, typically meaning it's okay to be in the river by yourself, but you have everything that you need to create and manifest abundance in this new version of you. And so the Nine of Pentacles is your reminder that Spirit's got your back and you know how to do this. And all this is having the confidence to be in the river, to experience the new, to let go of the old, and to know that you are confident, brave, and wise and strong to be in the river and manifest whatever it is that you want to bring in. The last message, which is a lovely message, and this is the Ace of Swords. Swords are our mental thoughts, and aces are new beginnings. You see a hawk with the sword, and these would be messages of truth. So as you're in the water and you're enjoying the water, you're going through this transition of cutting away the old. What truths are coming to you? What about belief systems that no longer resonate? What about values that maybe have shifted? What about relationships that have no longer resonated for you and you need to let them go? So, part of being in this beautiful, watery energy is to allow you to be in touch with your heart. And what does your heart tell you is the right thing for you? And Spirit is saying, cut away any Five of Swords energy, because you don't need to hold on to that or be around it. But Spirit's got your back as you're discovering these truths. You are confident, you're wise, you are abundant. It's a beautiful energy of I am abundant and I am worthy. And as the Ace of Swords gives us more clarity, then we can be in the water and be confident and comfortable to surrender and just let Spirit bring what we need. Now, the message is moving forward. So, what's coming that we haven't seen yet? Page of Wands. I love this because it's a young energy. You see this page waving. He's got a staff, he's got a cat with him, and it looks like he's traveling. This is also an energy of I'm on a journey. I'm going to learn something new. I'm going to find my passion. So you may find yourself excited and maybe renewed and moving towards this new version of you with enthusiasm and letting go of just the old stuff that we no longer need to hold on to. It could also mean you are physically traveling. It could be abroad. It could be in your own country. But whatever it means for you, it's coming to you. So these are things that are coming down the river as you are floating. So embrace new passion, embrace whatever comes your way. Could be travel, it could be a new way of being and expressing what's important to you and what you want to go for. The second card I pulled is the Death card. And I love this because it's got the knight with a horse and he's got a flag. This is symbolic of transformation. It's very similar to the first card that I pulled from the Sacred Geometry deck around transition with the snake. You are actually in the water shedding your skin, and you are reinventing yourself, and you are moving on to this new, most beautiful version of who your soul wants to become. And so part of this surrender is going through this transition process from the old to the new. So you may see some life events, you may see some transitions of your energy, of your relationships, of your job, and maybe even where you live. So you are going through this chrysalis period before you become the butterfly. And so Spirit is saying you are ready and you are in the process of this wonderful transition and rebirth of who you've always wanted to be. And the last card is, which is, while we're here, this is a 10 of Wands. This is a card of surrender. And Spirit is saying being in the river does require the leap of faith, and it does require being the observer and feeling through the heart. But as you do this, and you're experiencing this, you just need to relax, surrender, be in the flow, be in your emotions, and you are going to manifest your future one experience at a time. And we said in the video of the meditation, think of you're in the water, but you're having these experiences that you're laying down brick pavers or paver stones, one experience, and what you need, you manifest in the moment, and that gets you to the next experience. And then you manifest whatever you need in that moment, and you get to the next experience. And sooner or later, you become a whole series of experiences that become your life. So Spirit wants to bring you the 10 of Cups, and this is the underlying energy. Part of this is, how do we let go and know that we will find the truth of what's right for us, and to lean into the energies of transformation. Very beautiful energy, and that in order to do this, we must let go. We need to let go of the past. We need to let go of the energy. And also, we need to ask others to let us go. Sometimes, and I've been doing some readings lately where other people's energies are trying to hold on to us because they do not want us to move on. They want us to stay in the same place where they are, especially if they've not done their work. But that is really not our job. Our job is to take care of ourselves, and we must surrender to who we came here to be in this incarnation, in this lifetime. So those are messages for today, for the 22nd. We will be off the week of the 23rd to celebrate Christmas. So there will not be a live on the 23rd and the 27th, but we will be back on the 30th. And we will be with you on the live at Monday, December 30th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, wishing everyone a most beautiful Sunday. We are so grateful for your support, for your feedback, for your kindness. As I was taught growing up, the mantra that I was given was kindness is free. So during this Advent season, take a moment to practice kindness, because it is from the heart, and it is the best gift that we can give to someone, but it gives returns to us. Because kindness is a beautiful frequency, very high vibrational. And the more that we express kindness in a world that has not been very kind lately, we start to raise the collective consciousness and vibration of all of us, and moving towards that beautiful frequency of love. So thank you again for your support. Get some rest for the week ahead. I know for many, it's going to be a very busy and stressful week. Wishing you Godspeed as you travel and celebrate with your families. And again, thank you for being here and supporting our channel. Happy Sunday.